What can and should the city do to encourage corner stores in low-income neighborhoods to carry healthier foods? And that's for you.
That's
Mr. Peduto. Yep, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. It's more of a part of a Main Street approach to neighborhoods, and it is something that needs to be done through the land bank process. So as you start working neighborhood by neighborhood, the first thing is the part of the community that puts together a community plan will be able to see a lot of things happen soon. Neighborhoods that don't have a community plan, it will be delayed. But in the process of a community plan, there are certain corridors within each neighborhood that are very strategic of having a neighborhood come back. Whether that is Homewood Avenue in Homewood, Center Avenue in the Hill, around Langley High School and up Chartiers Avenue, going up from Sheridan. And being able to be strategic about a couple of developments helps to build out an area. We saw this happen years ago, decades ago, in the East End, where development along Baum Boulevard was hammocked on two sides and the development happened in the middle. We saw it happen in neighborhoods even like Shadyside, where Ellsworth Avenue was bombed out in the 90s and empty storefronts. And by taking a couple corners, being able to see that neighborhood come back. And I'm convinced that you can see that happen in any neighborhood if you're strategic about it and it fits within a community's plan. And corner markets are a great way of being able to take a critical intersection.
Thank you, Mr. Peduto. Mrs. Harris.
Yes, well, there's a lot of abandoned houses in the communities. Also, some that need torn down, which they should be, and also those that can be fixed up so that they have more neighbors living in your community instead of these homes where people are just stealing the pipes out of them. So what I've did in a neighborhood like that, we've taken 2 streets, and we couldn't even get help from the URA, and I put $125,000 up for that neighborhood. And they started with one house. And that one house, they got people from their neighborhood that knew how to do that type of work. And they worked on that house, sold that house, and then they had the money to start another house. So we've been doing that house by house on a street. And communities want to help and they want to better their neighborhoods. And they have people in their neighborhoods that can help get this done. We just have to let them do it. And it really isn't that much. After you get started, then the URA comes in and says, yeah, maybe I will give you a little bit. You can work on more than one house at a time. But that's what I've been doing in my communities.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris. Reverend Welch.
There are some neighborhoods that just want a market. They don't care if it's on a corner or not. But
Man, I should have rephrased that question.
I go back to empowering neighborhoods, empowering communities. And, I think it would be great to sort of have a closed loop system where the growing of the food, the fresh food, is in the community and is being bought by the local grocer and made available for a whole community. So I think if you can start with the seedlings in the neighborhood, empower that community to own their own gardening, but also empower the now new corner market, or the corner market that now has fresh groceries, to then service the entire neighborhood. So rather than buying directly from those growing it, help the person who owns the market as well. And so just continue to promote pride within that neighborhood is how I would address that. But let's get a market anywhere.